Diane and Gemma, How Does It Feel for Me? September 2025, Part 1. In this video, two services are mentioned. The Patient Advice and Liaison Service, PALS, and Leeds Mental Wellbeing Service. Patient Advice and Liaison Service offers advice and support to help people, families and carers with questions or concerns about NHS care. Leeds Mental Wellbeing Service is an NHS-funded service for adults 17 plus, providing free support and psychological therapies for mental health difficulties. When we last spoke, you were getting ready for your cataract surgery. How did that go?
Yeah, I was expecting surgery, but it never happened. They asked me some questions like, how was I feeling, etc. Had my eyesight worsened? And they went on to explain that my eyesight seemed okay, and the surgery is not required today. They look at it again in 6 months' time.
From that point on, that's when my parents then got the understanding, oh, okay, this is actually a checkup appointment to see if the condition's gotten worse or not in that short space of time from the first appointment to identifying the cataracts to that appointment then to see, has it developed worse, and then decide to do surgery. But yeah, no one knew about that until that appointment.
How did you feel when you realised you weren't having surgery?
I didn't expect them to say that surgery wasn't required. It was a big relief, but a bit of a disappointing waste of time. I had no interpreters. And obviously it affects communication with the doctors. I'm having to write notes down. It makes it very difficult. It makes me feel quite. I'm not getting an interpreter provided for the service there.
There's been like this entire misunderstanding and sort of time wasted and confusion and unnecessary stress when if an interpreter was there, then they would have understood, okay, it's not a definite surgery.
How does it make you feel about future appointments you have coming up for your eye health?
It's hard to say. I don't know what's going to happen next.
Have you ever used a patient advice and liaison service for help or advice?
I've never seen a text number from PALS. I didn't even know that they had a phone number.
With deaf people, quite often they go to appointments and they expect there's no interpreter and they just sort of accept that's the way things are. So there's sort of no reason to sort of go ahead and make a PALS complaint or raise any issues because that's just how things always have been.
Last time we spoke, you had received a letter about an upcoming appointment at Leeds General Infirmary. How did that go?
Turns out it was actually a referral for photography, clinical photography, to get photos of her abdomen to attach to a referral for potential surgery to sort of remove her stomach. So for this appointment, I took my mum because we knew from the letter that there was no interpreter booked. Not exactly the most comfortable for me because I had to stay in the room with my mum and interpret and tell her what to do while she was sort of undressed. But I mean, my mum was fine with it. It was really quick, and I'm like, it almost feels like a waste of time really because it was just taking photos of her standing different directions. I feel like we could have done that at home with a phone camera.
Gemma, can you tell us about your dad's experience of starting with Leeds Mental Wellbeing Service?
My dad still hasn't had a Leeds Mental Wellbeing Service appointment yet. It's been months, he's still struggling. He struggles every day to get out of bed. He's struggling with anxiety and non-epileptic seizures. He's fully awake and sort of losing control of his body, and it's really horrible for him to go through. And that's sort of not being managed, or he's not getting any help for that. It's been a whole process. Like, my dad's been emailing them, he was given an appointment date, but there was no interpreter sort of confirmed on that, and they said that they would get back in touch with him and let him know if there's an interpreter. And it got sort of closer and closer to the date and we still hadn't heard back. So my sister ended up calling them to get in touch and be like, you know, is this appointment going ahead? Is there an interpreter? My dad ended up showing up for the appointment and there was no interpreter and it wasn't actually going ahead. So it's a waste of his time as well, and sort of all the anxiety building up to getting out the house and going to that appointment. And both me and my sister went away for a week break on holiday, and my dad's just sort of dropped it now because he didn't have us at the time to sort of chase that up and help him get the appointment.
If you would like to share your story, please contact Healthwatch Leeds. Telephone 0113 898 0035, text phone 07717 309 843, or email info@healthwatchleeds.co.uk. Thank you to Diane and Gemma for sharing their story. Produced by Healthwatch Leeds in collaboration with Ro Lara. Diane's voiceover by Rita King Davis. British Sign Language translation by Sidra Ahmed.